Welcome to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive.
Today we are getting into what is, without a doubt, the greatest rivalry in rugby.
The Springboks versus the All Blacks. It's a fixture so massive, it really just transcends the sport itself.
And this deep dive is very focused. We're not just, celebrating the series itself, which is a huge tour coming up.
Right.
The real mission today is to analyze the recent reports about where that crucial fourth and final match is going to be held.
Absolutely. The latest intelligence suggests SA Rugby and NZ Rugby are really close on a deal for this series finale. So we need to unpack the strategic, the financial, everything that goes into this choice.
It's a compelling story. You've got, 100 years of sporting history clashing with 21st century market expansion?
It's huge. Before we get into all that, remember to subscribe to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive wherever you get your content. You won't want to miss our ongoing analysis of these big moments.
Okay, so let's set the stage.
Let's do it. First, the traditional part of the tour, it all kicks off where it should, in South Africa. The Springboks will be welcoming the All Blacks for 3 full test matches.
And this is so important, especially for newer fans to grasp. This is more than just another rugby championship game. This is the first proper test series between them on South African soil since, 1996?
Yeah, that long ago. We've had the one-off games, but a 4-match series with a trophy on the line, that's generational.
It builds a kind of tension that a single match just can't replicate.
And the venues for that South African leg are basically the cathedrals of the sport. You've got Ellis Park, DHL Stadium, and FNB Stadium.
Talk about a fiery start.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's not even the whole picture. Scott Robertson's All Blacks, they're not just playing the tests.
Right, there's that URC schedule.
Exactly. They're also set to play all 4 of the URC franchises. The Stormers, Sharks, Bulls, and the Lions separately.
So for our listener, why is that so significant? It's not just a warm-up, is it?
No, absolutely not. It's grueling. It could define the tour before the decider even happens. These aren't barbarian sides.
They're hardened professional teams.
Yes, 4 completely different styles of rugby. It depletes a squad. It reduces recovery time. It's physically punitive.
So it's a furnace. It's designed to wear them down before that final clash.
Yeah.
And that is where our deep dive really focuses.
The decider.
The decider. The venue for that 4th match has been, well, the speculation has been wild. Dublin, London. But now, a major report from Rapport says SA Rugby and NZ Rugby are close to an agreement.
That's the big one.
To take the final test to the USA.
This is the news the commercial side of rugby has been waiting for. It's the clearest signal yet that the U.S. isn't just an emerging market. It's a critical, right now, revenue stream.
And playing this fixture on neutral ground is just, it's exceptionally rare, isn't it, outside of a World Cup?
Oh, incredibly. You can basically split the previous times into 2 camps, necessity and commerce.
Yep.
Necessity was in 2021, during the pandemic. They played twice in Australia because they had to find a safe bubble.
Right.
Commerce was the game at Twickenham just before the 2023 World Cup. That was a calculated box office hit. But this, taking a series decider to the U.S. is a whole different level.
It feels like a much bigger gamble.
Higher risk, but much higher reward. They're not just serving an expat base. They're trying to create a new one.
Looking at the Springboks history in the U.S., it's a bit patchy. They played the USA Eagles in Houston back in 2001. And then Wales in Washington, D.C. in 2018. I remember that one. It was Rassie Erasmus's first ever game in charge.
And that Wales game, it was important for the Erasmus era, sure, but it was really a low-stakes affair to generate some cash.
Right.
The All Blacks, on the other hand, seem to have been building a much bigger footprint stateside.
They really have. They've invested a lot over the last decade. They played the USA in 2014 and 2021. And won by huge margins.
Yeah, but those were just testing the waters. The real game changer was that match against Ireland at Soldier Field in Chicago.
The rematch.
The rematch of Ireland's first ever win. That game proved the U.S. market will show up for genuine, high-stakes test rugby, not just exhibitions.
So they've done the groundwork. They know it sells. The report piece says the exact U.S. venue isn't decided yet, but the enthusiasm is there.
Which brings us to the big question. Why the USA, and why now? Why use your single most valuable rivalry for this move?
I think we have to talk about the financial elephant in the room. New Zealand Rugby, specifically. We've all seen the reports about them needing to cover a pretty substantial financial shortfall. There was talk of a $21 million All Blacks hole.
And when you're looking at a deficit like that, a game like this in an untapped market, It stops being an option and starts looking like a necessity.
The traditional markets are saturated.
Completely. But in the U.S., you can charge premium prices for tickets, for hospitality, prices that just dwarf what you can get at home or even in London.
That's the key, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're not just selling rugby, they're selling the spectacle of the greatest rivalry to a U.S. audience that's used to NFL prices.
And that Ireland game in Chicago is the proof of concept. They got, around 60,000 fans into Soldier Field for that?
Yeah, the appetite is there.
So this is about fixing that $21 million hole, yes, but it's also about building a long-term commercial pillar in the States.
And if we zoom out even further, this isn't just about NZ or SA's bank accounts. It's about the entire global strategy for rugby.
Precisely. This is the ultimate promotional tool for the 2031 Rugby World Cup in the USA.
Of course.
This is SA Rugby and NZ Rugby actively helping World Rugby's long-term plan. A sold-out clash gives the 2031 organizers priceless data on fans, media, infrastructure, everything.
So it's a soft launch for the World Cup. That's a very smart play.
It is, and it's also critical for driving investment into U.S. domestic rugby, which is what will make that World Cup a lasting success.
We will, of course, be tracking all the details as they come out, so make sure you subscribe to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive. We'll have instant analysis the moment that final venue is announced. So to pull it all together, the brutal South African leg, this rare move to a neutral venue, the massive financial drivers. It's an exhilarating prospect.
It is, and it raises the stakes for the coaches to a level we've, frankly, never seen before.
Oh, so?
Well, the legendary commentator Murray Mexted has already said this whole tour will be Scott Robertson's hardest challenge as coach. He said there are jobs on the line.
Wow. Jobs on the line. That's a fascinating layer to add. It's one thing to handle the pressure of Ellis Park.
Exactly. It's another to handle the commercial pressure of needing to deliver a perfect product in a new market to, secure the financial future of the game.
You're suddenly responsible for the global brand.
The goalposts have moved. It's not just about the result anymore. It's about making the whole financial gamble pay off. That's a level of stress his predecessors never really had to face.
So we've unpacked the facts, the history, the money, the stakes. But we really want to hear from you. Considering this huge market opportunity, and Mexted's point about jobs on the line, how do you think bringing this decider to the USA changes things for the players and the fans?
Think about that atmosphere. Is it a traditional rugby crowd? Or is it a Super Bowl-style spectacle crowd? And how does that change the game itself?
Let us know what you think about this agreement. And please don't forget to subscribe to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive wherever you get your content.
We'd love to have you with us.
Thank you for listening to the Rugby Obsession Deep Dive, and we will look forward to you listening to our next episode.